Hello again, everybody. This is Mr. Everything. I'm coming at you with another Wargaming miniature video. In this video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be assembling this 4Ground building. It is a late Saxon or high medieval hovel. It includes the thatch, the door window add-ons, internal wall sections. Okay, now 4Ground gives their buildings a skill rating, and this is skill rating 3 on a scale of 1 to 4, I think it is. But let's go ahead and open this up and see what we get. We get a box. No. Oh, yeah, this is where the description is. I know how the 4Ground models, they have models varying in sizes from like 10 millimeter or 144 scale all the way up to 100 scale, which is 15 millimeter, 1/72, which is 20 millimeter, or 28 millimeter, 148, or N gauge, or 00, or HO. Yeah, they've got a lot of variety. And this one is, because this model kit is numbered 28S, it's a 28 millimeter model. It's Dark Ages is the Dark Ages, I guess 28 Saxon, and the model number itself is actually 102. Now, like, average difficulty glue is required is skill level 3. Alright, where you got 1 is like basic and simple, then 2 is simple and snap together, and 4 is adult supervision required. And oh, there is a 5, advanced modeler kits, many model tools and glues required. Yeah, as if I'm not an adult. So I can supervise myself. But either way, this is just a middle range building. Comes in a nice Ziploc bag that you can save for future projects and things like that, because I use a lot of Ziploc bags to store tokens and counters and old model parts, stuff like that. Okay, so you have a lot like the Sarissa models. The 4Ground models are this MDF board that have been laser cut. But on part of it, it's been either painted or cut in a way that, okay, this is popping right out, cut in a way to make it appear that it's been painted. This, see, like this is a very smooth MDF, but on this side it feels like it might have been primed. Okay, so we're going to at least put these parts off to the side. I'm just going to go ahead and pop them out, since one was starting to fall out anyway. Yeah, it feels like there's a powder or something on that. Okay, things are just falling off. Okay, I'm trying to get to the rules. I'm trying to get to the instructions. And in their set, all their parts are numbered. You got like double E, double C, D, and B. Where in the Sarissa ones, you just had to go by the picture if you were lucky enough to understand it. Okay, so that's a piece. And this is supposed to be the thatch roof. And it's a couple of pieces. Looks like one is cut right there. I'm not sure exactly how this is going to work. Set that off to the side. Wow, notice how the parts are just falling off of the thing. Okay, we found the book. It's at the bottom. Nice picture of the completed product. Completely nothing else. Wow. Okay, so they've got it laid out in a way, and you try to assemble it like so. Before each task, you see an image of the parts required and their letters. Remove all parts required from their sprues before starting the task. And they'll be fitted together ideally with PVA glue or Elmer's. In this case, I'm going to be using Aleene's tacky glue. Let's go ahead and get all that ready. Ooh, nasty. I lay it on its side so it doesn't settle. Okay, so I assume this is part A. This popped out of the frame before I had a chance to find out what part that was. So I assume in it, but it very much looks like those parts. Okay, these look like they might be side walls, back walls. Okay, this looks like it's this side. See, I'm trying to listen to what they have to say. This one has a window, so I'm going to put it on that side. There is a piece in here. I don't know what that's for. And it shows them using rubber band as well, so I need to go grab my rubber band. So we got a floor. This is probably the roof. This looks like a bunch of accessories, like door hinges, and this looks like a door. Okay, I'm going to set the accessories off to the side. Oh. Not only do they have exterior walls, but they have interior walls as well. Okay, so that's the door. Now I did lay down a piece of wax paper so that none of the glue will actually stick to my... Okay, so the double D's, double E's and C's, those all go on the inside. So I'm going to try to reassemble this. Yep, that's going to go on the inside. And these are all the outside pieces. And these pieces have little notches on them. Okay, let's see how this goes together. Now I see the 4Ground UK is up. I bet you... Oh, it says A right on it. Nice. Okay. I'm going to put it down. And then... So this piece is going to go there on the outside. On the outside. Oh, I had to turn around. No wonder it wouldn't connect. Okay. Okay, nice and snug. Okay, perfecto. Okay, so it's going to go like that. Let's go ahead and apply the A-lanes. Okay. Now the reason why I use A-lanes is because it's got a little bit of a tackiness to it, so it'll hold the model in place while you get the second or third piece ready to go. Right? Okay. You just got to be conscious of where and what pieces are actually butting up against other pieces, and that's where you can apply the glue. Okay, go ahead and snap the rubber band on here to keep, first of all, clean off any excess glue that got squeezed out or pinched, because you don't need glue bubbles. And then you just put your little rubber band around there. What it does, the rubber band is just going to keep the tension on the model. So far so good, huh? It looks good so far. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but you got your back wall, side wall, got your doorway here. Got cracks in the stucco. Got a little window right there. Okay. What is the next step? It looks like getting these walls here where you're going to be placing them inside, like I'll turn it around and I'll put it on the inside of this other. And it's going to be pretty self-explanatory where all these go. And then and I've noticed that when I pop these out, I don't have little things I have to use an X-Acto knife to trim. Very nicely cut. Very nicely cut. And it's very nice, sturdy MDF too. This MDF is pretty sturdy. I was skeptical, but not anymore. Okay, so where should I start? I'm going to start with one that has the ridges on the bottom part, which I guess would be the door. And I guess we're going to glue it in right there in front of the other door. I'm just going to apply some glue on all the walls. As you can kind of see what I'm doing, I'm just kind of going to town. But I'm not going to leave it like that. I don't want it to be clumped up, so I'm going to use my finger to kind of give it a little bit of a spread. Not too much, but a little bit at least. Try to get on both sides of the windows, both sides of the doors. There we go. So you kind of see how I've done that. A little bit of glue all over. All right, so now this door matches with that door. Nice, tight, snug fit, and it should be flush along the top there. And I think this back wall's also got the lower pieces. I'm going to slide that down, kind of push it up against the back wall as best it'll go, and all the way down against the floor. And then we'll slide this into this wall. There we go. Nice, tight, snug fit. And this one will do the same on this side. So you got the window all the way through. You got the interior wall. So there you got, and that makes these walls like doubly thick. Wow, that's might have to get a stronger rubber band because the outer walls, the inner walls are pushing on the outer walls, causing them to become a little bit loose. That's all right. I'll just hold it with my hands a little bit. Okay, we're ready to move on to the next step. All right, now there's this little bitty piece called N, which is this piece, and it looks very thin on the sides. I was afraid I was going to break it, but I didn't. It came out pretty easily. It says now's a good time to fit it inside there, by putting glue on the insides of the walls on the sides, right? But I'm going to try to spread that around with my finger. Inside the walls, okay. And then it says put the window on the inside and tilt it up until it fits. Oh, okay, it's going in. Kind of gives you a little bit of a barred window effect. Yeah, like that. Is it absolutely 100% necessary? No. Is it cool? Yes. Okay, I like it so far. Okay. All right, let's set that down. Let that continue to dry. This is assemble parts M, that's these. On the back side of the door, which is this. Okay, these are two little parts. Okay, what would I consider the back side of the door? That's this side, okay. Okay. Put these two little pieces here, which make, you know, if it was a real door, there would be some kind of cross piece holding all the wood pieces together. It has some dots on it, drilled dots that I'm putting out, and I guess those represent like nails or, yeah. It says, and the handle part, L. Oh goodness, it's this little piece? Jeez. That's a cool looking little piece, but how does that work? Okay, that came out. See how small that little piece is. Okay. Looks like the arrow is pointing inward. So it looks like it's going to go on the door like that. Okay. Got it. Let's put just a hair of glue on there. And that goes in, and the door should be flush. And now you've got a handle on the inside and out of the door. Wow, that's a lot of detail. I wouldn't have expected that. Okay, that needs to go up just a little bit. I'm trying to line this piece up with the little holes on the backside. It's close enough. People probably won't even notice that. And you can see the wood here looks distressed, like there's holes in the wood. That's crazy, crazy detail on that. I was like, whoa. Okay. The door frame J should be glued in place and dry before fitting the floor. Before fitting the floor. Before fitting the door, doy. Okay, knocking the door frame out. That's the door frame. That looks like it's going to go right in there somewhere. Let's take a look at the picture. That's showing it on the inside. Like I would put the door frame inside the door, and then I would hook the door to it. Okay. So it looks like this door frame piece, I thought it would go outside to give it a three-dimensional look, but no, it goes on the inside to hold the door in place. All right, so okay, that looks good. Now, when you're looking at the door frame, you'll see part of it is flat and the other part is like has a wood texture. Make sure the wood texture is exposed so you could take advantage of the work that was done for it. Okay, the door frame's in there. I'm going to let the door frame dry a little bit. Okay, apparently there is a firebox on the inside. Okay, the firebox looks like this. It's part O, but it's also part P and Q. Okay, all right, and that's the end of this piece. Well, it's pretty obvious that the longer pieces are going to go on the longer sides. So let's go ahead and just put some glue on all four sides on this. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, that's probably too much, so I'll use my finger. There, now I've got glue on all four sides. Again, the long pieces are going to go on the side, the long sides. And then the shorter pieces are going to go on the shorter sides. I mean, okay, they all should fit together. It should be fairly flat, so let's go ahead and put that down on the ground. I'm going to let that dry together. Okay, now we're moving on to making the roof. To make the roof, glue F and G to H and I. Okay, so they're talking about these gables here along the left and right walls, right? Like that. Okay, so let's fit them together before I decide to glue them. Okay, just to make sure I'm gluing them in the right direction. Okay, first of all, the design should go out. Okay, it looks like it's not in tight, but that looks like that's how it goes. Okay, and that sticks up a little higher than this wall, so my guess is that when I put this wall on, it'll fit right under the, yep, whoa. It does, okay, perfect. Okay, let's apply some glue. That go in all the way? It did. Okay, that looks good. Oh wait, before I glue this top of this one on, it's got a little vent there I should probably pop out. There we go. Got a little vent there. Okay, nice and tight and secure. Watch the glue squeeze out. Looks good. Let's do the same on the other side. Now I might just put a couple of drops here. But that's going to be covered with thatch most likely. Line all the slots and pegs and okay, that's in, but it's not all the way in. That's in, but not all the way in. Okay, so now I can press down on it to make sure it goes all the way in. There we go. It's a nice tight squeeze on all these. Okay, so the roof looks like it's completely made. Yeah, well, not completely, but you know what I mean. All right, now we're going to let all this dry before we move on to the next step. Okay, it looks like I'm going to put this fuzz on here facing downward. I'm going to do the same with this side, but you can see there's a line right there. I'm going to need to separate that. There we go. And then you can see the grain of the fur goes down. We're going to put that on this side. And then I'm going to take this fur and I'm going to kind of, it looks like I'm going to kind of put it over the center like that. But this fur also has a grain going one way. So we're gonna have to play with it, play with the fur once it's all glued in, just to make sure everything lays flat. What they did was PVA and water and an old toothbrush, and basically combed it into place so that it would look like this. And the PVA would dry and it would harden up and it'd make it look a little bit better. That's not a hovel, that's a hovel. I don't know what that one is. Okay, let's go ahead and put some PVA on this. There, we got the entire thing covered. Take one of the pieces. Lay it so the lining lays onto the wood. There we go. And I'm going to push down on it here to make sure it's all glued in place. Okay, so when you're looking at the fur, on the inside you see there's already a piece of lining cut out. That's what goes against the wood. Get it 100%. Take that lining, give it a little press, and give the other side a little press too. Give it a little love. It already looks good like that, right? Okay, so what it says now is you should put some glue here, and then you should put some glue there, and it should just lay right on top and fit. Okay. Let's do it. Okay. Alrighty, and then okay, so we're going to let the roof dry a little bit. I'm not going to put the glue on the top. I'm just going to let it, I'll work it later, maybe glue it later down the road. I'll glue that down, but I already think that looks pretty good the way it is. I'm just going to set that off to the side. These two pieces that I said you should pop out, I have no idea what these go to. I've looked through the entire book and I haven't seen any place where these go. If you know, or if you are from 4Ground and you know where these pieces go, or are these just extra pieces, let me know because I'm curious. Let's go ahead and glue the door in. Now, we can glue the door open, closed. I can leave it as a variable so that I can open it or close it. But there's a closed door where I can glue it so that it's open slightly. I can glue it so that it's open a lot. I can leave it not glued. Or I can glue it just slightly open just to give you the effect of a door. But I think what I'm going to do is glue it shut like that. I think I'm just going to glue it shut. I don't know. I like open doors because it kind of gives you the impression that it's animated. But I'm not using this for D&D. I'm not using this for a man-to-man skirmish game or anything. I'm planning on using this for my Agincourt project, which is a rank and file game. But you never know. I might use it for Warlords of Erewhon or something, and we want to be able to have a door open. I think I'm going to glue it open, because that way it'll work with either one. It'll work with both it'll work with skirmish or man-to-man. So let's put a little glue on the hinges. Let's put it in, put those notches inside the hinges, and then let it sit kind of like that. Not completely open, but not completely closed either. Well, that's probably too closed. Maybe a 45-degree angle. That's what I like. And that's also kind of what they have in here too. They got it at a 45-degree angle. Okay, now this little fire pit you made doesn't go like this. You actually lay it face down so that it looks like there's a sunken area there, and that goes right in the center of your hovel. This is where dinner would be cooked, or coals would be. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a little drop of glue on this. There we go. That's all you need. Put it about 1/3 of the way into the house and apply some pressure so the glue grabs the floor. Line it up parallel to the walls. There you go. Let that set. Okay, now this roof piece that you have completed sits right, goes over the walls, but it like lines up perfectly with the short walls on the sides, just like that. And it can go either way, doesn't matter, however you want to do it. And you can't see up underneath there because of the thatch and all that. That's right. Alright, so let's take this rubber band off. I'll get a couple of medieval miniatures out or something. We'll take a look and see what it looks like. Alright, and there is your medieval hovel. I've got a couple of 28mm knights that are fighting here. You can see kind of how that building plays out on all four sides. If you wanted to, you could put models on the inside, you know. Let's see. Yeah, you could have models on the inside doing their thing, and I could even do this. Models on the inside, you don't even know they're there. Boop, they're there. Or you could keep the models on the outside. I put a scale tree over here just so you can kind of see 28mm little medieval family. Alright guys, this was the 4Ground High Medieval Hovel. If you like this video, go ahead and like it. If you want to subscribe to my channel, I appreciate it. Be sure to hit the notification icon so that you can be aware of when we do more videos like this. And follow along with my Agincourt project, because I'm doing a lot of medieval knights and the whole armies. Alright guys, see you next time.